Hey guys, welcome back to the video. So I don't know how to begin this video just by saying the Sonic community is freaking awesome. So many talented folks in the community because what they just did, where a whole team of talented folks in the community recompiled Sonic Unleashed and made an official PC port of the game. Unofficial, I would say would be a better word, but you kind of get my point, right? So this is based on the Xbox 360 version of the game, so that is pretty important when trying to set this thing up. We're going to be going over that, so let's get started then, shall we? Okay, first off, you need to check out their GitHub. I'll have a link down in the description below so you can check it out. So here's how it works. So basically what you need is you have 360, modifications not necessary, 360 hard drive, 360 hard drive transfer cable if you prefer that route, or you could just get an ISO, which I had one on me. We'll get into that later. Obviously a copy of the game, obviously. Title update required, that is crucial. You need to have that. All available DLC, those are completely optional, because at the time I set it up, I didn't have the DLC. I do have it now, though. So I need to add that to my version of Sonic Unleashed Recompiled. This obviously, it also includes high quality lighting for the entire game, for the base game. If you do not have the transfer cable, please ensure you purchase the correct revision of it. The latest revision works with both original, 360, and Slim/Elite, but the first revision only works with the original, so keep that in mind. Before proceeding with the installation, make sure to follow the guide on how to acquire the game files from your 360, download the latest release on Sonic Unleashed, and extract it to where you like the game to be installed. Obviously, run the executable, and it will be guided through the installation process. You will be asked to provide the files you acquired in your previous step. When we said how to do this, you can add files, or you can add an entire folder. And that's kind of how it's set up. So, you're all probably wondering, how does it work? Well, once you download the file, you need to obviously uncompress the file, as you can see here, like I did. Now let's actually check out how to install the game. So here's what happens when you start booting it up. So what you need to do is select whatever language. Obviously, you want to start adding your files. Like I said, I had ISO already on me, so that's what I did. So you can use your ISO, so you don't necessarily need to have like the obviously 360 hardware and all that, but it's obviously recommended for legal reasons. But you don't need to if you don't have the original hardware on you. So keep that in mind. So again, you also need to have the Title 2 update. That is very crucial to this whole process. So once you have both, obviously you can add the DLC for it. Again, at the start of the thing, I didn't have it set up, but I do have it now though. And once you go through all that, you need to start installing the game. So once you kind of do all that, it's basically pretty straightforward. Like it's very fluid, very quick. So huge shout out to them for making the process so simple. Now here's some of the settings that you can actually do with it. So here you go. So obviously, as you can see, like very customizable. You can even change the inputs on your controller. Like where obviously Xbox or PlayStation version, which is kind of cool. You can disable the battle theme for the Warhog combat, which was pretty atrocious. So that's a huge win. You can set your FPS as native support for ultra wide monitors, which is huge. You can use the color correction from the original Xbox 360 version, which is kind of cool. And yeah, that's how it works that's kind of how you could just simply set up and once you get all booted up, the game runs flawlessly with no issue. I've had no issues so far from what I played of the game so far. It's huge. Now I don't need to have Xenia anymore to play Sonic Unleashed on my computer, which is pretty darn awesome. So again, this port is absolutely amazing. There's even more parts that I've discovered before making this video just now, where it's compatible with the DualSense controller. So for you PlayStation owners who also have a gaming computer, or just have a controller, like I have the Spider-Man 2 one, it's compatible with this, so which is pretty darn cool. And apparently the touchpad on the controller will actually navigate the world map, which is pretty darn awesome. I never expected that to happen. So again, the amount of detail and love that went into this is crazy. Huge shout out to the team because they didn't have to go that far, but they did, and it's pretty awesome. Now, another project I'd like to go over real quick. Again, this ain't just about Sonic Unleashed Recompiled. So, another project I just discovered and decided to check out, which is a fan remake of Sonic and the Secret Rings. As we all know, came out for the original Wii back in 2007. So it is a complete true remake. So Let's check this one out then, shall we? So once I obviously starting a middle of a level, which is the you have access to the first three worlds of the game. So Sand Oasis, Dinosaur, like I can't remember the name of the dinosaur one. Then there's Evil Foundry. So I mean the game's been updated with modern controls, so it doesn't have that issue of how wonky the controls were back in the original release when it came out on the Wii in '07. I have some nostalgia for this game because it was the first game I got with my Wii. So, I mean, it was kind of a big deal because this game was part of the reason why Sonic 06, the dev team of that game, was split in half because they didn't want to wait so long to put Sonic 06 on the Wii. So, I'd imagine that would probably taken definitely way longer than it did. So, they did what they did, and that's how we ended up with Secret Ranks and with the Storybook series as a whole. But yeah, I have nostalgia for Secret Rings, so it's pretty darn cool to see a full true remake for the PC. Pretty darn awesome with mono controls. Yeah, I'm sold on this, especially based on what I played so far. Yeah, this one is looking very promising, and another fan project I'm definitely keeping my eye on. Now for another, again, just keep going. We got another one to talk about, folks. Okay, so we got another project to talk about because this is actually a unofficial continuation of the storybook series with a new fan made game built from the ground up. So it's a third unofficial game in the storybook series. So let's check it out. And there you have it, Sonic and the Dragon's Path. So it's obviously going to be based on Chinese mythology, which is pretty darn cool. I never would have expected. Maybe it was an idea that maybe Sega could have done with, another storybook series if they actually continued that series themselves, but they obviously didn't after Black Knight for whatever reason, who knows. But yeah, there you go. There you have it. So, yep. So again, so much talent in the Sonic community. Like with all these projects, like two of them are already officially playable. We don't know how Dragon's Path is going to play out, but again, it was kind of essentially it sounds like they just announced this project themselves, which I didn't even know about until someone pointed out to me. I'm like, "What's Sonic and the Dragon's Path?" And I looked into it, and that's kind of what it is. It's the continuation of the storybook series. So if that's like the visual style they're going to be going with for the actual full game, I'm in. I'm in. I like the premise of it, where it's Chinese-based history, and it continues that tradition with the storybook series, where we see Sonic visiting like various worlds based on ancient history. So, which is pretty darn awesome. So I'm on board for all of these projects, especially Unleashed, because I've been playing the crap out of it ever since I got it all set up on my computer. Because you all know how much I love Unleashed. I've talked about it so freaking much, pretty much on both social media and on YouTube, really. So, yes. Huge win for the Sonic fanbase on this one. So much raw talent in the community. It's pretty darn awesome that Sega isn't shutting down all these fan projects unlike Nintendo. But yeah, seriously. So much raw talent. Like, I cannot understand it enough. Like, if you have like a gaming computer and are a Sonic fan, you're not trying out some of these fan projects, what is wrong with you? Like, seriously. And side note, the tool that released alongside of the Unleashed PC port, it is huge for game preservation because they released that tool for the public to do whatever they want with it. Think about it. So many games that were stuck on the 360 hardware could now get native PC ports. Like, Gears 2, Gears 3, the GoldenEye remake that got canceled way back in the day. I mean, those are just some examples. One that I would want is Spider-Man Edge of Time because that game never got a PC port. So many examples. Like, it is huge. It is huge for game preservation. Why more people aren't talking about it is kind of insane. But that is massive. Huge. If you're all about game preservation, this is huge news. Huge. So yeah, like, just good news all around here with all this. Like, huge. We got 3 awesome Sonic fan projects. We got an official tool for game preservation. So many game, maybe like, I want to know more. There was a Burnout game that was stuck on 360. Now that could get a PC port. So pretty darn awesome. I can't understand enough how happy I am about all this. So if you're a Sonic fan, man, you're eating good, man. Like, because this shit is awesome. Period. I can't understand it enough. So keep what you're doing, Sonic fans, and thank God Sega welcomes it. Thank freaking God. Because, man, if they start doing what Nintendo did, oh, that would be a bad move. Thank God they're not. Thank goodness for that. Well, I guess that's it for this video. So yeah, check out all these projects in the description below. I will have a link to all 3, including the trailer for Sonic Dragon's Path. I'll also include a link to the Twitter account so you can follow them as well to keep on updates on that project. So yeah, just amazing work, guys. Just keep it up, man. But yeah, that's all I gotta say on this one. What do you guys think? Let me down in the comment section below, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, have a good one.